Hi there folks, welcome back to my little channel. I hope this video finds you in good health, and if it's your first time watching, I really appreciate that. So what we have here in front of us is another one of our transgender demon spawns. I'll just show you here quickly. I'll tell you this is first. This is supposed to be Iryna Zarutska, and as you can see there, according to the news, this little transgender demon spawn passed on the 22nd of August. So there's a train stabbing in North Carolina in the United States of America. And this little demon supposedly from the Ukraine. So obviously this just shows people just how awful the world is and boo-hoo for the Ukrainians and all that garbage. So Iryna, the meaning of the name, just so happens to mean peace. And it happens to be a feminine name of Slavic origin. Okay? Zarutska. So it was about a week ago when I looked into this, and then that's why I don't have a date on this screenshot, unfortunately. I mean, it's legit and genuine, you can see it. So when I just thought, let me see what Zarutska, if it has a meaning as well, and look what AI said to me. It does not have a known meaning in itself, but it's the surname of, obviously, Iryna Zarutska. Now this is the interesting part. A refugee who's killing in North Carolina in 2019, folks. That's 6 years ago. When I Googled this name a week ago, could have been 5 days ago. Okay? Told me it knew about Iryna Zarutska. This supposedly happened now in August, which is what? 3 months ago, in 2025. And the first time I looked, it told me it happened in 2019. Okay. And then when I looked again now before I started making this video, and that's obviously why I'm mentioning this, it would have been awesome if it still said that, but now the whole thing's exactly the same. It just doesn't say 2019. They don't even put the date in now. They don't say this year or anything. It just doesn't say 2019 anymore. And then funny enough, if we go look, because then what I did Google is August 22, 2019 in Charlotte, which is North Carolina. So they just give you a synopsis of what happened in the area. A man was accused of a stabbing and vehicle theft. And yeah, it says a man was accused of stabbing someone multiple times and stealing a vehicle in East Charlotte. Funny how that someone got stabbed multiple times in 2019, according to the news. There it is right here. And then as I said, when I first Googled it, it said that this person, this demon spawn, this transgender garbage, got killed then. Please, folks, it's good to have empathy. You need empathy to be a original human, a human. But you do not need empathy for these demons. Now I want to show you here how amazing is that one of the photos that a person gets, which is this one, is normally just a headshot of this thing, is the one they use for this thing's supposed funeral, where, let's not forget, it obviously got cremated, so there's no looking at a body ever again. Okay, so what we need to look at, and like I say, they put it in your, even at its supposed funeral, they show this photo and they shove it in your face. I'll show you now what they shove in your face. They're just saying, screw you. You stupid, stupid human. Look at this. Now, if you look on the right-hand side where we've got the line there, you can see even below or underneath the line, you can see where the hair even rests on the shoulder, which then, it's the best I could draw the line to show you that there's definitely a shoulder there. It's not higher up because the hair is resting on the shoulder even lower than that line I drew there. Okay, and you can see the bit of an angle I put. It's fairly straight. Okay, because we can't really see anything in this picture. And then if you see on the left hand side, we see now, and I've seen this in a lot of other photos with others, and I'll show you as well what they do. Look at the shirt. The shirt here is like drawn all the way down. Once again, literally just to shove it in our face and say, hey, you idiots, you can't see what I'm doing. So the shirt's drawn all the way down. However, the hair then hangs over where you would see the shoulder, which you cannot see now. Am I right? Because normally you look at a photo, you carry on. You look at a photo, you carry on. You see someone, you walk away. You don't stare at people, you don't stare at photos unless you do what I'm doing now. And look what we found out. Right there, what's that? What's that? That is a shoulder, which by now, if you've watched the other videos, is what a man needs to do with a man's skeletal structure. It needs to lift its shoulder to then, you can see I did put a line there because I can see a slight clavicle there, which is the collarbone. So the man, see this one is covered, doesn't need to lift its shoulder, right? Other one's not covered, but do the deception with the hair, show off by having that shirt down, just to like put it in our faces. See, there you can see the shoulder a bit better than the back. But you understand, it lifts its shoulder. So we're actually looking for the clavicle knot to make the clavicle appear the way there you can see it a bit better. As a female's clavicle would appear, which goes from your breastbone in an upwardly direction to your shoulder, actually to your shoulder blade. Okay. So that right there, if anybody is wondering, there's the proof that this thing is a transgender. Just by doing that, and there are some other photos, definitely. Okay, so let's not forget, they advertised that this thing died in 2019. Then they said it died in 2025 because the war's still ongoing, etc., etc. I'll just show you these quickly just to show you false propaganda once again for the Palestine. This person on the left is supposed to be the person on the right 2 years later. If you just quickly have a look at the person on the left, look at that hair color, nice and dark. Ooh, look at this person, it has red hair. Okay, then unfortunately we can't do the ears. For those of you know already, I've mentioned before, your eyebrows. It's hair that grows in a certain spot above your eyes. It doesn't change its shape unless you pluck it. Okay, now if you look at the one on the left and look at the one on the right, you can see they're different. So this one here goes up with more of a bit of an angle, then it straightens out. This one is just straight all the way. And we really can't show much else, but this is not the same person. Because once again, who wants to look at this photo for so long? You just believe this narratives they throw at you. Okay, let's carry on with our little demon, Iryna. And then also, just so you know, what we're also going to prove here for you is that this person, if this poor girl really did get stabbed, sorry about that, but it was not this thing, supposed thing, Iryna. Okay. Here's just a photo of Iryna and her boyfriend. So you can quickly have a look here. You know what we do. We just simply go and we take half of its face. It might need to get straightened a bit. As you can see, we change the angle. It's just to get your nose in right. Thank you. And it runs straight down the face, straight down the nose, and even to the lip in the middle. Okay, so that's what we do. We don't alter the photos. I don't tell you about spots that are there, aren't there. So there's that half, right? Sorry, it's the half that's by her head. Unless he was a boxer, look at his ears. Look at his lovely little cauliflower ear. So unless he was a boxer or is a boxer, and if not, you can see it's totally different from the other ear. Now if you have a look here, when the two photos are next to each other, you can see the difference. Look at that nose now. That's a normal nose, left and right the same. Look at that nose, normal nose, left and right the same. Look at the eyes, the way they sit, slightly downwards. Normal face. You look at this face. Oh, look at the eyes, more straight. Look at the nose, same. Yep, no, same. However, Look at them next to each other. You'll see even now the difference in the shape of the nose. You see the difference in the eyes. You see the difference in the mouth. Okay? This is another one of our demon spawns. This thing is a demon. It is not a human being, folks. A human being, your left and your right side of your face are not asymmetrical, which means they're not 100% the same. However, they look the same. Your left side of your face and your right side of the face. If I show you either side, you'll be like, okay, that's Philip. Now, if you look at this guy here, you wouldn't just out of the blue say he's either of these, this one or that one. And then just a little interesting thing, if you even look at just how his hair, with his nice little horns, if you connect it, that's just little bonuses we get sometimes. Okay, some more proof on Iryna. Once again, look what it does. Look what it does. I can actually just draw a line here, which I didn't do, so you can see that the shoulders are. So here we go. You can see they are at different. Okay. If you look at the gap between the line I drew now and the line from the shoulder, look at the gap, and the other shoulder where, look at the gap. That means this shoulder here has been lifted up. It then creates the illusion of the clavicle, the collarbone, running downwards. The one that's exposed. Then look what the other side happens to be closed. Nothing to see here. Move on. Carry on swiping. Ignore the fact. See. I just need to look, and what they're doing here as well is a pulling back of the shoulder. Then, so this is what she looked like in the end apparently. Fairly pretty for a little demon, and this is what it looked like in an older photo. Now, once I've already told you that, hey guys, this is a trans demon, a transgender person, now you can maybe see it a bit better. You can see the boy still in that one. A lot of boy. Okay. And then obviously we always have to make sure we throw up the devil horns. Not about religion, it's the fact that they do this to mock all of you who are still stuck in religion. Okay, folks, then even though we cannot really, this has already been zoomed in quite a bit. This now, this person, like I say, unfortunately if this girl did get killed, so be it. It's supposed to be this Iryna transgender demon spawn. Okay. This person here, they just got stabbed, didn't know it got stabbed, and then passed away. It's supposed to be this thing. Now let's go down and then see what I've done here. Just so we see from this picture, we zoomed in a bit, and then we finally got to that. So yeah, it can't come more. Now what I'd like you folks to look is right there by the ear. As you can see, that ear has a separate earlobe. It's not a joint straight to the head. You can literally see the dark spot there, that's a shadow. You can even see the shadow running here beneath the ear. So that means it's not connected. So by now we're in agreement. If you even look at this now, look at how massive these nostrils are. But we're just focusing on the ear because that's the one. Just to prove to you that that person, that girl that got stabbed, if she did get stabbed, was not a Ukrainian by the name of Iryna Demon. Folks, yeah, this photo, if you're still on the fence about what Philip means when he says they have demons, they are demons, and the two sides to their faces, not like yours or mine. That person, demon, now becomes that or that. Okay, that or that. If you look closely now, you can see the difference. Look at the ears. Look how that ear hangs down. And that one stands out more. Okay, what I mean by hang down is the top. This little bulb there. Okay, you can see the difference in the noses. This one's the nostrils are more flared out. This one, they're more together. That one is more going a bit to a pointy nose. This one is a button nose. Then a thing that I've mentioned as well before, which is a good way to spot them, is a hairline, folks. Your hairline, where your hair meets. It's not even supposed to meet. Your hairline is supposed to be going from the left-hand side of your face all the way up, over, and to the right-hand side in one line, joined. If you have a good look, you'll see it comes down there. That's the one person's hairline, and that's the other one. Okay. And then even there, it ends up looking as if there were the hair joins. And with the hair joins, as if the shape is different. You can see it. Once you know what to look for. Then if you look at these two here, look at this one, and look at that one. You can see that's exactly the same person, same size. You can see it with the Instagram there, and then you see the border still on it. So it's the same person, right? Look at them now, folks, and you can see it's not the same person. First of all, the hairline right on the top. Then you go to the eyebrows. Okay? The one on the left-hand side of the screen, that face, look at the eyebrows there, then look at the one on the right. Then go look at the nose. Then go look at the shape of the mouth. You look at the jawline, the facial structure. Two halves, two different beings. A human used to be there, what I call the non-humans, and then the demon spawn is what we're sitting with now. Okay, and back to the ear. So what I did is I turned it like that for you. Remember, where's that one? Talking about the ear. You can see the shadow behind the ear, which means that ear is not attached. It is actually a detached lobe on the ear. You know, when the lobe isn't stuck to the head. You're still with me? Good. So there's the same photo, same ear. What we did here, we just turned it so it can look like another ear. You can still see there's the ear, still see the shadow. It's got a detached lobe, correct? So hello, Iryna. There's no detached lobe there, folks. That ear grows straight onto the head. That is not that person. That person is not that transgender demon piece of garbage. And look how they even then obviously got onto the White Lives Matters cases. And those people are like, oh, yeah, no, stop killing us whites. You. Not that this piece of garbage in there is any good. This guy apparently had like 72 arrests already. So there we go, folks. You want to say this busted or whatever, it really doesn't matter. What we need to do is we need to wake up everybody. Supposedly the same person. Look at that. Look at that. You can see this is the same photo, right, folks? I just split it in the middle. This face is a lot broader. This side is actually narrower. I don't even know how they do this, because you must understand how this cannot be. Someone asked me today, he said, but Philip, have you taken a photo of yourself? I said, yes, I have. It was shocking. Because, you know, you see all the small differences from age and this and that and the next thing. But my skull, your skull, the day we pass on, if someone had to look at our skull, it is the same. You can cut it in half and the left will fit on the right. It'll be 15 centimeters to the left from the nose, 15 to the right. These people, these things, these demons, the one side of its face is wider. Folks, if you look at this and once you see it, you cannot unsee this. You cannot tell me that this is normal, that all the other 8 billion people on the planet look like this. We don't. And you will see every single time, if the person has a boyfriend, a fiance, a husband, a brother, anything, anybody that has anything to do with their reason for having a bit of fun, that thing is also a spawn. It's never like a normal human there. Anyways, yeah, I thought I'd bring this to you. It ends up being 20 minutes again. My apologies. But yeah, this thing did not die on a train stabbed by a crazy crackhead. This thing never lived. It was born this way. Folks, but please, the most important thing out of everything is that you must know is that you matter. This isn't about anybody else or anything else. We need to start living for ourselves. We need to find the truth about who we are, who you are supposed to be, where we are, where we're supposed to be. Because everything is a lie, folks. Everything. Every single narrative that they push on you, that they dig up again. We're still talking about World War II. Are you joking? That's literally 80 years ago that war ended, folks. They still bring it up to remind you of how awful the world is, but it's not even supposed to be. Anyways, please look after yourself and be safe.